Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and Aquaman is one of the most interesting films of the past couple of years. Not just because the movie is absolutely breathtaking to watch in a big screen format, but it was a fun movie too, and it proved that the DCEU can actually broach $1 billion. But one of the things we haven't heard so far is Aquaman 2. What's happening with that? Is Jason Mamoa going to return? What's the next story going to be? Is it going to have Aquababy? Is it going to have the Black Manta completing that story arc? Which, if you know what I'm talking about, shit gets dark real quick. Instead, no, but they're not going to go dark with that. They're going dark in another direction, saying that Warner Brothers is planning an Aquaman horror spinoff, Sent in the Trench, a low-budget horror movie with none of the original main cast. Now, look, I find that to be interesting, intriguing, but it also makes sense. I have a feeling that what's going to happen here is Warner Brothers is looking at Aquaman as a potential tentpole property. How can we spin this off in a way that's going to make us a lot of money? Now, the problem here is they're coming at this from a Conjuring perspective, and I'll get to that as to why. It says, according to a Hollywood Reporter exclusive, Warner Brothers is making plans for a spinoff to spin off its billion-dollar hit Aquaman in the form of a moderately budgeted horror movie with none of the original cast involved. The film, set around the underwater kingdom known as the Trench, would be produced by Aquaman's director James Wan and its co-producer Peter Safran, who had a long production history on horror films like The Conjuring and many of its spin-offs. Details are limited, but the Hollywood Reporter says that Warner Brothers has commissioned a script from Noah Gardner and Aidan Fitzgerald, two former employees of Bad Robot. So, okay, why would they sit there and commission a script to talk about the Trench? And why would it be produced by James Wan? And why would it be produced by the guys behind the Conjuring movies? And how does it all tie in with where the DCEU is right now? Well, Walter Hamada, who is now running the DCEU, DC Films, he's the guy in charge, came from the producing team behind The Conjuring, because that film franchise has grossed over $1 billion. And they brought him in in order to handle this particular type of franchise. So what's he do for his first movie? Is one of his first announcement. What does he do? Announces a low budget horror spinoff set in the Trench. Doesn't it feel like they're kind of going into familiar territory there? No, don't get me wrong. The shot of Aquaman and Mera diving down underneath the boat with the flares and the trench creatures coming after them was just absolutely iconic and something I'd like framed to put on a wall. It's just such a beautiful shot. And that right there should have been enough to win them the VFX award for best visuals. If the Academy hadn't screwed them over. That's how I choose to view it, at least. So there's that. But it kind of feels like they're going back to a familiar territory, that they want to go and make a horror movie set in this larger world. And because that's what they're used to. And I feel like the greater implications for the DCEU as a whole may not be very good, because it's up in the air right now, right? We know we got Wonder Woman 1982 coming, or 1984 coming. We got the Joker coming this year. We got Shazam coming this year. And what's happening after that? There's nothing set for 2020. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake there. Birds of Prey 2020. But I think that's about it. I really do. I really feel that is about it right now. That's all they've got. That's all they're up to. So instead of Man of Steel 2, which apparently there was that whole report about Henry Cavill wanting script approval and director approval. Then you get the whole situation involving Shazam and the Superman cameo appearance. That's really just going to be Henry Cavill's body double, that we're not going to see Cavill's face, but just the guy in a suit. That's pretty lame. They obviously don't know where to go now. They're going to let Patty Jenkins do Wonder Woman 3, which is going to be set in contemporary times. They're not going to mess with that. That was nearly a $1 billion movie. We get it. But why aren't they going to sit there and move on to the next Aquaman 2? Why not bring James Wan in to direct Aquaman 2 and to get another $1 billion? Well, I kind of think it might be one of the same reasons why James Wan didn't do Fast and Furious 8. He might be afraid of trying again. He's good at where he's good. Low budget horror films. He can direct a big budget spectacle. He's done it twice now. Both the films have grossed over $1 billion. I'm not trying to say the guy's not competent in his talent, but he hasn't also gone and sought sequels in that world yet. He did Saw. He did The Conjuring. His franchises are rooted in small, single area focused, genre films. And so what does he do here? He goes back and does a genre film on the trench. It just feels like they're in familiar waters, pun intended. They want to stay there. That they're afraid to branch out. And maybe what they're trying to do is they're trying to showcase that lower budget films can work. That lower budget films have the ability to gross money and that they can go into different genres. Kind of similar to what, to what Fox was maybe doing with the X-Men franchise, with Deadpool and Logan being vastly different types of films, but still set in the same kind of continual universe. That could be a thing. So I'll be curious to see what happens with this one. But I definitely want to see what's going on. But I really wonder if the trench is going to center around what's at the center of the trench when they find the lost land. I forget what it's called right now. But I have a feeling that's going to be a lot of what they talk about, and it's going to be what surrounds them. Because otherwise, how interesting is... Well, okay. I know that the Marianas Trench storyline from Aquaman apparently is one of his best storylines, and a lot of people probably want that. So maybe this is going to be a lead-in to that. Going to be a lead-in for Aquaman 2. Talk about the trench, get people familiar with the trench, build up to that particular storyline, and then really sell it. That could be a thing as well. But I honestly have never read it, so I don't know what's involved. So I can't tell you if I'm right or if I'm wrong or speculate any further. But it's just a thought that came to my mind. So anyway, your thoughts, your opinions, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys made it this far, do me a favor, type in Aquaman in the chat, toss the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, check back often for content from me. My name is Matt Jarbo. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.